Hey everyone, it's Melissa with the M Word. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kiddos. We are a eclectic secular homeschool. We have we are starting our 4th year of homeschooling. I have a 7-year-old who is in 2nd grade. We've been homeschooling her since she was in 4K. We have a son who is 3. He is starting preschool this year, and we have a young daughter who is 1 who is doing tot school. And I am part of a collaboration with Davine at Calm in the Chaos and Shauna at Homegrown Homeschool. And of course, their channels will be listed above and below, as well as the playlist of all the other homeschool moms. And we're doing homeschooling stuff, homeschooling curriculum we will never buy again. And I would like to preface that by never is a loose term because I change my mind a lot. I also want to say that none of these curriculums are bad curriculums. There's just some things work for certain kids and some things work for certain families and some things don't. That's just the way it works. That's why there is so many homeschooling companies. That's why there's so many different types of curriculum, because everything works different for each child. Something that'll work perfectly for my daughter might not work at all for my son. Even my youngest baby, Emma, there's no guarantee that something that works for her sister now will even remotely work for her when she's ready for it. That doesn't stop me from trying to save everything though, because I am cheap and I like to save everything. I will buy what I need and what I think will work best for our family, but then I also try to laminate it or page protect it or literally anything to try to make sure I can use it for all 3 kids. But I will start with the things that I won't be using again. Hot dots is one of the things that we won't be using again. The concept is great. It's beginning phonics, they're preschool card sets. It has a fairly stiff Velcro tab, so it's hard to open. Little hands can't get in there and steal everything and make it go missing on you. It comes with this little pen, and it comes with these phonics cards. Now the point of this is they're supposed to find whatever it says. So some of these say find the ending sound and some of them say find the beginning sound. So like carrot. And when you push on the C, it greens and it's exciting. And it's supposed to turn red if you push the wrong one, which it is currently doing, which is amazing. But all last week, no matter what I did, it was using the green no matter what. If I pushed it on myself, it would turn green. If I pushed it anywhere on the card, it would turn green. And the other thing is that even if you get close to the C, which I mean, for 3-year-olds, they're never gonna get it perfect. So if they're just slightly off, it says it's wrong, even though it's not. And can be disheartening or just wrong for the kids. So I can't be confident that this is going to turn green when it's supposed to. I can't be confident that it's going to turn red when it's supposed to. And it can turn red when it's supposed to be green, or it gets stuck on red, and when it's supposed to be green, it turns red regardless of what you do. It was just turning green for everything. And so since I can't confidently know that this is going to tell the child when they're right or wrong, we've been just using the flashcards and having my son point to them, because as fun as the pen is, it's not consistent enough to help somebody just starting to learn whether or not they're doing something right or wrong. So if he says that this is, you know, the ending sound of bug, and he goes G and presses it and it goes red, he's gonna get sad and confused, even though I'm there telling him that that's correct, because he didn't get it right on the dot, which is a small thing, but it's just one of those things that makes it so I think there are better options out there. Or at the very least, maybe they could adapt it so the pen was a little bit more consistent and a little bit more forgiving as well. But it is a great idea. It comes with 72 independent activities, and it was designed by teachers themselves. So again, it was called Hot Dots, and it's their preschool card set, beginning phonics. For my older daughter, who's 7, she loves it. It works perfect for her. But she also knows the answers. She doesn't have to wonder whether or not she got it right. For my 3-year-old son, it's a little hard for him. The other thing that I probably won't buy again is the Good and the Beautiful Language Arts. So this is the level 1. It's the only thing I happen to be able to find at the moment. We haven't even used level 1. We used the pre-K one. We used the kindergarten one. And then I went ahead and bought level 1. And there's nothing wrong with it. We just prefer to be secular. And at the time, All About Reading it was really hard for my daughter to do. And I jumped ship probably a little too soon. And I bought the pre-reader, the pre-K of The Good and the Beautiful. And my daughter flew through it. So then I got her the kindergarten one, and I kind of jumped ship and bought level 1 as well as kindergarten all at the same time because I was trying to save on shipping because it was the same shipping, buying it all at once. Otherwise, I had to buy shipping twice and I didn't want to, so I bought it this way. And I loved having it already bound for me. I thought that I would like it more than trying to put it in a binder, but the reality is I don't care for their binding. I don't even have the level kindergarten one anymore because the whole front was ripping off of the actual workbook. It just wasn't sturdy enough for me, and I love The Good and the Beautiful. Don't come for me. I know how many people love The Good and the Beautiful. I love The Good and the Beautiful. I use their science units all the time. And we used this. It was a great curriculum. It just doesn't fit our needs. So I probably won't be buying The Good and the Beautiful. But the other thing that we won't be using is The Good and the Beautiful math. And it's not because I don't like it. I never noticed any religious content in their math whatsoever. My understanding is in some of the, like the video lessons, it's in there. But the math that we use never had any video lessons in it. So I didn't notice anything religious content in it. That's not why. We use our math, our secondary, we were using The Good and the Beautiful math as a secondary math. We use the Math-U-See. We use Math-U-See and we love Math-U-See, but it is mastery, which means that whenever my daughter learns, she doesn't really come back and teach it to her again in case she didn't understand it fully. I don't let her move forward until she understands something, but sometimes at that age, they need a reminder of things they did previously to keep it going. So I add in 2 days a week a secondary math. I was doing The Good and the Beautiful, but the issue is that it took a lot of time for me. Like it was a lot of, Math-U-See was pretty hands-off for me. I would let her watch the video lesson. I would give her her worksheet. She would do her worksheet. I would check it. I would add her grade in our grade book. For The Good and the Beautiful, I had to sit with her and read every sentence to her. I had to tell her what to do next, and then she had to do it. And for a secondary math, that was a lot of extra work on my half, to be honest. And I didn't really have anywhere to grade, which is fine. The answer could still be wrong or right, but since I was sitting right there, I'd correct her right away if it was wrong. And I liked it. It was a good math program, but for one that I was using as a secondary just to use as a spiral to add in every now and then and to use through the summer, wasn't fitting our needs because it was so hands-on on the parent side, which I know it gets better in previous year or in farther along, but during that kindergarten year and the first grade year, it was just too much for me. So we found teaching textbooks, and my daughter during the summer does teaching textbooks. She has to do a lesson before she can play on her tablet, and she does 2 days a week teaching textbooks during the school year. So we do year-round homeschool. But our major curriculums we start new ones in August, and whenever they drop off, and then I start the new one in August, and that's just kind of how we go. So once it drops off, Math-U-See drops off, she starts teaching textbooks every day instead, or 3 days a week is what I require. And that's been working wonderfully. She does her teaching textbooks, it grades for her, it teaches it for her, and then it just sends me a daily report. As soon as she finishes something, it sends me a report to my phone, which I love for a secondary math program. It's not our main one. I don't plan on using teaching textbooks all the way through. Probably once she hits like algebra-ish area, I will drop teaching textbooks entirely and just use Math-U-See because you only teach algebra and algebra anyways. I think that will work out really well for us. If I change any of that, I'll let you know. The other thing that I don't plan on using again is Spelling-U-See. It's not that I didn't like it. I obviously had cut all this one out, laminated it so we could use it again and again and again. I liked it. It was fine. Just didn't love it. I still have, with our first grade, I got the Spelling-U-See B, and I think we did like 3 pages, maybe. Apparently I did none. I just didn't like it. I've heard great things about it. It comes in the Timberdoodle kits as the main program for spelling. It teaches chunking. This is the, so vowel chunks. And it also has like, so this one has Jack and Jill. So it teaches them like little rhymes as they learn how to spell. So the first one is I'm a little, or chapter number 19 is I'm a little teapot. So that's the one for dictation. I mean, it does a good job. A lot of people love it. I don't love it. I don't love it. So we are giving All About Spelling a try. So we use All About Reading, and I've heard amazing things about All About Spelling. So it also can come in your Timberdoodle kit. So I just customized mine and switched it for All About Spelling. I started with All About Spelling, and then Timberdoodle gave me the option to try out All About, or Spelling UC A. And I was like, oh yeah, I want to try that because it's not as teacher intensive. Let's do that. And I like it. I can see how it would work amazingly for many families. I just don't love it. So we decided to drop it last year. And as you can see, I literally just dropped it and we never picked it back up again. So this year we're going to be doing spelling, All About Spelling Level 1. I think that's all the things that I don't plan on ever using again. But that doesn't mean I won't. I might. I never know. You never know. I mean, that's just it. There's some things that'll work for one kid and won't work for the next. And that's part of why I don't plan on getting rid of anything either that isn't currently working. So I already have Spelling UC A and B. I'm going to keep them. I'm going to clean off the white off, and I'm going to keep it just in case I change my mind. I'm going to keep the Good and the Beautiful math that I already have saved. I'm going to keep the Good and the Beautiful language arts that I already have saved, because you just never know. I might want it in the end. I don't know. The hot dots thing, I still probably won't use. That might be the only thing that I don't continue using, and I can't really call that a curriculum. It was like a game toy situation that we found that I thought would be really cool, and it didn't quite meet my expectations. So there's that. But as always, please don't forget to check out Calm in the Chaos and Homegrown Homeschool. Like I said, I either link their channels either they're above, either ahead in this video and they're below, as well as the playlist with the other moms and all the fun things that they don't plan on using anymore. And the thing about these playlists that I would like to point out is that even though it's a homeschool curriculum I will never use again, I've found curriculum I've wanted to use through these videos, because the thing they don't like about it sometimes is the thing that I think will be amazing. It's how I found teaching textbooks. It was in one of these curriculum I'll never use again, and I understood that parents' reason they don't ever want to use teaching textbooks again. I understand why it doesn't work for their family, but it met all the check marks for a secondary math for me. So keep an open-minded when you're looking through these and seeing what might and might not work for your family. So as always, I'll talk to you guys next time.